Yo guys, today we're going to watch a B video about of a beginner guide for reclamation algorithm. Last time we watched RACC, not the normal RA. So yeah, let's tone down a bit and actually know what is RA is and how to play. Like I haven't started yet. I thought that I'm probably going to start it in a stream or something, and with Virgon being there, and usually Virgon, like I don't know when usually Virgon what I call um alive or awake. So yeah, let's watch this.
A slightly different video just because a new game mode recently came out. YouTube, it's Hina here. This is going to be a slightly different video just because a new game mode recently came out called Reclamation Algorithm, and your girl thought she would give it a try at making a guide for it. And some of you may be asking, Hina, why are you making a guide? Well, the thing is that as a casual average fan myself, I feel like I was once in your shoes, where I came into this game mode and was like, what the heck is going on? And with the help of Twitch chat and slowly playing the game by myself, I realized, hey, this game was actually pretty fun. But that was also after scratching my head and banging it against the wall. So, as someone who also suffers from not being able to read, this time I thought I would break it down for you in a digestible way so that hopefully you can understand what is going on and slowly begin your RA adventure. So, this video is going to first talk about what exactly is the idea behind reclamation algorithm, and then we're going to get into the steps of how to actually first begin. So, what exactly is reclamation algorithm? It's essentially a resource management simulation type of game where over the course of many days, you can decide whether to gather materials, whether to fight mobs.
Kind of like Enfield then. Like Enfield is kind of resource material simulation as well. It's just that oh my god, it's so stressful. Holy, feels like I feel like I stopped playing what I call Enfield just because they updated the reclamation the what I call literally the factory mod even more, and I just don't think I have the time to actually go into that right now.
Whether to build out your base or, maybe something else. The thing is that you start out in pretty much you could think of as like a barbarian where you don't really know how to do that much and things are pretty inefficient as you start out. But over the course of time, you slowly get better and better materials and you learn new technologies and you become more efficient and more advanced as time.
I feel like her voice is very good for guides. Like this is like a presenting voice. Like a very it's very soothing to hear or to learn things. Like I don't know, she has a good voice when it comes to talking about guides. That's what I think.
But let's just get started with the beginning. Now repeat after me. Wood, good, food, good. This will be your main mantra when you start playing the game and you don't really know what to do. The main reason behind this is that in the very beginning, the two most important resources that you'll be collecting is food from animals and monsters and wood for building materials and starting things off.
In Enfield, we just create food from Originium. Don't know how, but it is what it is.
So the thing is that if you want to be sending your operators out on missions, you need energy for them to be carrying out these missions. And how do you get energy? From energy drinks.
Well, from what I've seen from Enfield, we don't really create food from meat food from Originium, but not Originium, but we somehow able to cultivate plants somehow enough for us to actually make a factory of plants. It's kind of insane.
You make energy drinks is either from rice or from monster meat. Ideally, rice is the most efficient way, but in the beginning, you barely have any rice, so you need to hunt down monsters to get their meat, and that will be supplementing your operators instead. There are 2 acts in a day for you to perform any type of action, and each act takes 2 energy drinks. So in total, you need 4. Now, how do you make these energy drinks? You either do the rice option or the monster meat option. Rice is the most efficient way, but the thing is that at the very beginning, you only started out with barely anything, so you need to go out and collect some monster meat. Just to do some simple math for you, each energy drink requires 3 pieces of rice. So in order to complete a full 2 acts a day, you need...
This game, is this game need to do daily then? I need to ask Virgon then. Is this... okay, Virgon, if you're there, is this game to play daily? I want to stream it, but the more I hear it feels like it's not a game mode that you can stream properly.
need 12 pieces of rice. You only start out with 2, so until you can make your base more advanced, you're going to have to hunt some monster meat. So just to summarize, if you want to perform any
Does it use sanity? She doesn't actually say.
type of action, such
Maybe
as
not.
chopping down wood, that requires using actions. And in order to take an action, that requires energy drinks. And
Energy
how do you
drinks,
make
not
energy drinks?
sanity.
In the very beginning, you don't have much, so you
But
need
you
to
need to
fight for
fight
some
for
monster
food.
meat.
Monster meat.
And how do you get monster meat?
Killing
You
her.
specifically go out of your way to hunt down some animals, which takes an
So you use an axe. What? What? Okay.
action. As you can see, you only have 2 actions in a day and you already spent it all collecting food and wood. If you want to be spending your time doing other things in a day, that is when rice comes in. But at the beginning, you're Ungu Boogum Barbarian, and this is the only way that you know. Eventually, you'll learn how to make rice. Once you've hunted down a bit of monster meat,
She being there.
that is when you can start using that energy into farming for some wood. Wood, you can think of, is one of the most foundational materials that you can start off with in the game, because you need wood to make a crabby pumpy, or as
We don't even use wood in Enfield, huh? Like, we only use originium and stone materials.
I call it a crabby dumpy, to collect water, and with
Water?
wood and water, you're able to make a rice patty, which will then turn into an energy
Energy
drink for
drink.
you.
Everything
Pause
is
here
energy.
if you want to see a diagram combining
Wood, crampy, bumpy, and then... Okay, damn, that wood is so important. Wood not only being used for creating water, and then this water being used with wood to make rice. And then rice, energy drink. Okay, it's simple enough. I play Enfield, so I don't think this is as hard.
it all. You can also use
I
wood
wonder-
to make these
Hey, since RA going to get updated, I wonder the reasoning for it is because it's probably because of Enfield. Like they're going so hard with Enfield, and isn't that maybe they got more ideas how to expand RA due to Enfield, so they decided to update the RA.
harvester hubs, which I'll get into later, but it's just a more efficient tool to be collecting materials. Because essentially, my take on it is that I want to be creating as many rice patties as I can in the beginning. But in order to do that, I need wood. In order to get wood, I will need energy drinks for my operators. Afterwards, I would
She's just repeating herself now.
start looking into upgrading your base, which will usually require some
Oh, what the hell? It needs wood and water too? Bullshit, bro.
materials and potentially some conditions to be met. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to explore the area around you. You start out within a small little circle, and there's so many nodes across the whole world that you don't know that exist.
Yeah, this is Enfield.
But the thing is that you can only explore them when you unlock them by going to one node, and that will unlock all the ones around them.
Okay, now I'm excited that the fact that oh man, now I'm excited that RA going to get updated in Castis manner.
But enough about this mumbo jumbo. How do you actually farm for some of these monster meats or wood? Well, I need to break it down for you depending on what essentially you're farming for. When you go into one of these nodes, first off, you'll notice it's pretty big. And second off, you'll notice that the whole map is pretty much in a whole state of camouflage. This is done on purpose because when you go into a new area, you don't exactly know where everything is. So by placing down operators with their attack range, you can see what is in that small little area. But there are some key details to look for that will give you an idea as to where things are. First, let's start out with wood. If you take a ground operator and slide them across your whole map, you'll see that there are some clusters of tiles that you cannot deploy them on. Usually this is an indication that this is a forest, and that is where you should be farming for materials.
Oh,
now let's talk
interesting.
about food. Food is a little bit more tricky just because there's a lot of different types of monsters out there, and each of them have their own little types of tidbits and habits. Some general guidelines for food is look for any mobs that may be acting a little bit different from the rest of the crew, or just by exploring the lay of the land by using fast redeploys or a lot of ranged operators to really explore to see what exactly each of these camouflaged enemies are. You may be thinking, okay, this is more or less straightforward. There is one additional complication I want to disclose. The thing is that you can't really collect these things for free. There are going to be regular enemies that will be coming after you whenever you deploy anything and you start collecting any materials, start hunting down some mobs. They will want to get in your way. So you need to be careful to fend off from these enemies while still being able to collect some of these materials.
Damn,
So I
interesting.
generally recommend having a squad that is mainly geared
So
at
they intentionally go to your characters. Interesting.
collecting some of these materials, but also some extra potential fast redeploys or whatever else operators that you want to bring that can fend off any potential forces that get in your way. Last bit real quick, I do want to just walk over what essentially is going on with the game UI. So first off is just a list of all the operators that you have and a tab of all the different squads that you can potentially make for different reasons, like one for collecting wood, one for fending off mobs, whatever the case may be. Second is just your basic inventory.
They have
wood,
8.
one for fending off mobs.
That's unfair. What, the normal thing doesn't have 8? Like, I want 8 teams. Like, there's so many times where I just want to make different teams for the specific things, but I just can't because it only gives you like 4.
Whatever the case may be. Second is just your basic inventory. Third is for when you want to make energy drinks, or you can go into cooking, which is a bit more advanced, and I won't talk about it in this video.
The UI kind of reminds me of the UI in, what is that name? Icebreaker.
Bench, where you'll be creating a lot of tools that you can use in specific stages, but also create things that can buff up your home base. Next is a trading post, which you probably won't have unlocked at the very beginning, but it's a marketplace where you can exchange crude gold for some materials. It's not the best rates. And lastly is the technology tree, which, similar to the skill tree and integrated strategies, you get more tech points as you continue playing the game, which will make the game easier and you're able to unlock things that will help you. I highly recommend checking up on this every now and then to upgrade anything because it will help you in the long run. At the top of the game is where it says how many resources you have, and in the top right is where it says what day it is, the number of acts you have, and the overall weather conditions.
Interesting.
Besides the main headquarters in the center, there's also the base camp, which I recommend checking out every now and then because there are some characters there that you can interact with. They may potentially, give you some free stuff, and you find out more about the story if you care about that. One thing to note is that it does not take any acts to go in there, so you can go in there as many times as freely as you choose. Now that we've talked about where everything is, I do want to end things off with talking about some operators that I think were pretty useful in this general game mode. When you're trying to collect materials,
I have Vergon for that, so
my general go-tos are Yato, Defenders with the 4-block module, and Norcorn just because
4-block modules? Oh, that's a lot. What the fuck? Does Defender that have 4-block modules? Hoshiguma has that? Too bad I have Hoshiguma.
he's cheap. Black Bears are always solid. Defenders with the 4-block module, and Norcorn just because he's cheap. Black Bears are always solid to have around just so you can deploy people down fast. And I would say you can never go wrong with a fast redeploy. They're probably one of the most universal types of operators just because you can use them to fend off random mobs. You can also use them to pick up materials if you need, and you can also use them to help explore the map. Main thing is because you only have a limited amount of time in each one of these nodes, so time is of the essence, so fast redeploys are your best friend. My go-to for breaking down wood is Gavia Alter, skill 2 because she has increased range and AoE, but skill 3 also if you just want her to pick up 5 wood pieces at a time. I also am a fan of Reed Alter. Dorothy is really good for exploring areas of the map. I personally don't have her, but you should definitely use it if you have it. For collecting stone, which is a later type of material, my go-tos are Surtur, Chilbai, Passenger, and Eyjafjalla Volcano.
Nothing! 3, 4, I don't have it!
But just know that this is a very brief list and not all the operators that I tend to use. There are a lot of operators that can definitely fit the same types of niches, and I definitely recommend.
Okay, Virgon, give me a video talking about useful characters, like a tier list or useful characters for RA.
recommend exploring and trying things out. And if you think that there's an operator that I may have missed that you think is very crucial, then definitely write it in the comments and share that knowledge with your fellow doctors. I also just really wanted to briefly cover over some differences that I noticed that were from the first Reclamation algorithm.
That's the first and second.
This is an endless mode instead of only going up to day 15. Next, food and energy drinks
The old one is just day 15, okay.
Pretty much going to be
and the individual operators had energy bars that had to be filled. Oh, energy drinks, it is all operators, okay. That's
covering for everyone instead of individual operators.
Dude, what the fuck? That's so rough.
You'll also have access to your full
can use all operators interchangeable. Start with 6 stars, okay.
Squad of operators instead of
What? Okay.
collecting only a few at the beginning. And you have this very robust save function, which you can load into previous days in case you made some big mistakes. Woo, that was a lot of information. But a couple final things I do want to mention is, first off, be mindful of the red combat nodes that are going on the path towards your main base. You want to potentially take multiple acts to take care of them, because if it enters your base, it's Jover. You ideally want to be making your base stronger by building a lot of these things around it, but
what the hell is this? Oh my god, my mind. I just cannot comprehend what is this right now.
I don't really recommend it in the beginning because you should be mostly focusing on collecting wood and building more rice paddies. That's just my personal take. So, in order to do that, you need to intercept these at the nodes ahead of time before they get to your center base. Another thing is, if you potentially fail at any point, don't feel bad about that. You still get to keep your technology points from the previous times that you've run, so it's not a complete loss. Plus, in the original game mode, you were pretty much supposed to fail over and over again, so if you also find that the game mode is way too hard for you, you can opt to change it to the easy standard mode. I don't know why it's not on that on default, but in case you did not know, now you know.
We really? Okay, interesting.
And also, if you by chance start playing and you realize this game mode is not for you, don't feel pressure to play. This is completely optional, just end game type of content if you feel like spicing things up a little bit, but hey, you're pretty much just only getting some optional materials and it's not worth it if it's not your cup of tea. Okay, I think that is hopefully everything I wanted to cover in this first guide. I feel like there was a lot more I wanted to cover, but given how long this video has already become, I don't want to bore you all with any more details. So hopefully I gave you enough information to get you started with this game mode, and slowly you can figure things out on your own. And if at any point you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can join the Discord. And
I think that's all. But yeah, that's the video. Great video from who is this? OhayoHina. I never actually heard of this 1 year ago. That's long before, but not really long. Very what the dick bag. Okay, what? Okay, what a title. 3 months ago, she do this pool. I guess she streams more. I think yeah, she streams more than do YouTube videos. Okay, okay. I scanned my way so hard on the U banner. This was long before. Okay, she's more of a streamer than a YouTube channel. Okay. Great video for OhayoHina. Actually, I feel like she explains very well of what
hey
RA
YouTube,
is to
it's
me.
Hina here.
And I really
This
like
is
her
gonna be
voice. I think her voice is very like I said, it's a very easy to hear voice when it comes to learning information. Like I don't know what it's called, but it's a soothing voice whenever you want to learn something. RA early game is easier than ever. Should I watch this actually? I don't even know. But yeah, I think that's all from me. I don't know when I'm going to try RA. Like right now, I have a lot of things going on with my life, so I don't think I will have that much time to play Arknights just yet, or even other games actually. But I am interested in trying RA because my mods play it, so I kind of inclined to actually try it. So yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy, please and subscribe, and please share the video to see more of my content. And yeah, peace out.